The Indianapolis Colts announced today that head coach Frank Reich has tested positive for COVID-19 despite being fully vaccinated. The good news is that he says he's asymptomatic and feeling well. The bad news, he's going to miss out on at least the first full week of training camp. Under NFL rules for vaccinated individuals, Reich can return to the field after 2 negative tests that are taken at least 24 hours apart. The Colts will not name an interim coach in Reich's absence. Instead, they will split up the coaching duties Reich can't perform between the rest of the staff. In a written statement, Reich focused on what's to come, saying, "I'm excited for training camp. However, I'm disappointed I won't be there with the team as we start. I'm looking forward to returning as soon as I'm medically cleared." Although Coach Reich will be physically away from the players, he plans to remain in contact with them through Zoom meetings. Next Monday is the earliest that he can return to training camp. For CBS 4 Sports, I'm Samantha Croston. Well, Colts starting quarterback Carson Wentz was asked for the first time today about his vaccination status, and through a mask, he declined to say. So we still don't know his vaccination status, but one thing we do know for sure, that decision will impact the Colts' success or failure in this upcoming season. It's not all on Wentz, though. As a team, the Colts are lagging behind most of the league with only around 60% of their players vaccinated. Meanwhile, 14 other teams have a vaccination rate of 90% or higher. These numbers are especially important given the NFL's revised COVID guidelines. A 10-day isolation period is required for any unvaccinated player who tests positive, meaning that if Wentz is unvaccinated and contracts COVID, he could miss back-to-back games. On top of that, if enough players test positive, the result could be a forfeited game and a loss on the Colts' 2021 record. Still, it's Wentz's belief each player's choice is just that, and the team will take it in stride.
I mean, the COVID situation is real, and you mentioned it. Decision as far as vaccines is everybody's personal decision, you know, and I like around here we respect and respect everybody's decision one way or the other. And we're going to rally together and follow the protocols and do everything we can to do nothing to derail this season.
The decision, while personal for any player, could really impact the organization as a whole. Colts general manager Chris Ballard says that he would love to see his team 100% vaccinated, but he knows there's a chance that might not happen, and he is not requiring the vaccination of any player. It's the same Colts, but a new facility. Today marks the first day of training camp at Grant Park right here in Indianapolis. It's also the first time since 2019 that fans are invited to watch the Colts play. If you want to watch those players in blue and white, you can watch them for the first time right here at 10 a.m. Reporting live for Fox 59, I'm Samantha Croston. You may remember that former Colts head coach Chuck Pagano was diagnosed with cancer in his first year with the Horseshoe. But even after being declared cancer-free, he is still fighting back against that disease tonight. At Jim Irsay's cancer research fundraiser, Pagano was literally taking shots at cancer. He banked 10 free throws, all worth $100,000 in donation apiece, and he even had one bonus shot that he sunk as well, with $1 million on the line. And Jim Irsay had said, a deal is a deal. He plans to donate $2 million to cancer research in honor of his longtime friend, Chuck Pagano. For CBS 4 Sports, I'm Samantha Croston. A new team and a new number, but the same old injuries for Carson Wentz. After the QB has already endured head and back injuries, it was announced today that he will add foot to that list. The positive feeling fans had about Carson Wentz as the franchise's QB1 came to a screeching halt when he injured his foot at the end of yesterday's practice. Wentz will now be evaluated by Dr. Robert Anderson, one of the NFL's go-to foot specialists. So far, the Colts do not know when Wentz will come back to practice, but experts remain hopeful that with over 5 weeks until kickoff, Wentz will be back in business for the Colts' first matchup against the Seahawks. Colts offensive coordinator Marcus Brady says that while the timetable for Wentz's return remains unknown, what is clear is the pain the quarterback felt in today's practice.
He got hurt during the team period when he was rolling out, planted to go throw, and he just kind of felt a little twinge in his foot.
The silver lining is that the Colts have signed former Green Bay Packers quarterback Brett Hundley. The hope is that he will drive competition in what now might become a position of need. For CBS 4 Sports, I'm Samantha Croston.